Hello, it's Medium Patricia here again with a new video. It is June 9th, 2021, and today I felt compelled to talk about anxiety and how it affects us in this day and age. I've noticed through a lot of my clients, young clients especially, that they're dealing with a lot of anxiety attacks and what have you. First, let me say that I am no psychologist. I have no degree in that area. Basically, what I'm going to talk about is my opinion and my observations of what I see in those people that come across that have a lot of anxiety. And myself, quite frankly, as a young person, I had a lot of anxieties, and I think I've come to realize what causes a lot of it. So today I want to talk about what I think may be contributing to a lot of young people's anxiety anyway. Lord knows this world is very, very getting very difficult to find peace in with all the corruption and evilness going on in the world. But let me just say that I think a lot of the young people that are experiencing anxiety are doing so because I think people are becoming more and more intuitive or connected to the spiritual world and their inner soul in this day and age. And I really believe that we begin to feel or recognize the guidance that we're getting from the other side, warnings, etc. For instance, a lot of times when I was younger, I would get warnings about things and bad feelings of doom, and I had no idea what it was about. All I know is it caused a lot of anxiety. I just felt like something was going to happen for no apparent reason, just out of the blue. I would get these feelings, and then come to find out that something would happen that would cause me grief, and that was where the anxiety was coming. It was like I was in touch with my inner self, my inner soul, and the guidance that it was receiving from the other side. They say that everybody has the ability to connect with the spirit world, heaven, etc., but not a lot of people realize it, and not a lot of people are meant to use it to help others. But I'm noticing more and more that a lot of young people that have a lot of anxiety also are intuitive, and they have this gift. They realize the gift of being able to connect with the other side, but they're not really sure about it or what it's all about. And it took me a long time. I was 50-something years old before I realized that I was meant to use this gift for helping other people. So in the meantime, I was like very neurotic about my children because I would, fear for them getting hurt when something was about to happen. It was like I was getting a glimpse of what might happen from the other side. I don't know if I was being guided by the other side. At that point, I didn't know, but now I realize it was guidance from the other side, that they warn us in ways that we just don't realize. So when a lot of the people, in fact, I have a friend whose daughter is has a lot of anxiety, and I truly believe it's because she's intuitive and that she's getting guidance and feelings and warnings and what have you from the other side. But unless you're really aware of it, or if you're listening, if you figure out how to connect with the other side, you really don't know where these feelings are coming from. But just let me say that our lives are predestined. Pretty much what's going to happen is going to happen. There may be some slight deviations from the plan that we have when we come here, depending on how we react to things. But basically, as far as death, you're not going to die until it's your time, until God says it's time for you to come home. You might have some near experiences because of decisions that you might make, but literally there is no way we're going home unless God says so. And if you read up about people that have had near-death experiences and have come back, they will all basically tell you that God sent them back, that it wasn't their time. So basically, you don't have to really worry about dying, because we're going to die when it is your time to die. And on another note, while we're on the subject of dying, actually death is not a bad thing. It is basically your reward for completing your purpose here. Death is only bad for those that are left behind, that have to get used to living life without those they love that have passed on. I mean, do you really think that the Lord would have let Jesus die if it wasn't his reward for completing his task here? We have God is a loving, merciful God, and he wouldn't let Jesus have gone through that unless it was the only way for him to get his just reward by going home and becoming one with heaven again, and peace and love and everything else that we feel in heaven. So basically, Jesus' sacrifice was his life here on earth, and having to deal with humanity and the ups and downs of life. That was his real sacrifice, I think. And his reward was basically his death and being able to go home. The way I've been describing how I understand death, understand life and death, is while we're in life, where our soul is basically trapped inside a vehicle that can't get out of, and we just have a learning experience here on the earth. And until we learn the lessons we came to learn, we're going to be here until that training or learning is complete. So life and death is not really death. It's not the end of things. It's just an end to a journey, the part of the journey that is the learning part. Once we learn to be peaceful, loving, forgiving, and everything else that's good, joyful, that's when we can ascend into heaven. And this is just my opinion on what I'm being told or felt, what I feel from things that I get from the other side. So take it as you will, but I think a lot of people that have anxiety today, the young people that have anxiety, what they need to know is that life is going to happen. If you think negatively, it will act negatively, so try and stay on the positive side of things so that you will react to situations in a positive manner. Always look for the lesson to be learned. Always look for the positive in every situation. And just know that the anxiety you're feeling is temporary. And what I found helped me when I was younger was when I would get this really bad feeling at doom, like I just felt like I couldn't, I was going to lose control. I literally felt like I was so scared I was going to lose control. I would just pray. And I would keep praying until that feeling went away. And that was usually just maybe 10, 15 minutes. And once I finished praying and that feeling went away, I knew everything was going to be okay. So just try that if you have anxieties. A lot of our anxieties come from past lives too, I believe. We have fears that we have no reason to fear things for. Like, I have a fear of bridges. I've always been deathly afraid of driving on bridges. And I come to realize one day that I've always had this vision of me in a car going off of a bridge. And I believe that was a vision from the past life. And that is why I have this fear of bridges. So not all of our fears are warranted in this lifetime. They may have happened to us in the past lifetime. So just like I said, the best thing for me was to sit and just take a minute and pray. And if you're a true believer in God, you know that God hears you, and that, you know, He understands what you're going through, and once you get that feeling of relief, then you'll know that God has heard you and everything will be okay. So I hope this video helps you in some way. Also want to note that I do have some books I've written. They're all on Amazon.com. If you search my name, Patricia Giebel, Giebel, you will find all the books that I have available. Most of them are helpful in some way. Just depends on what you need help with. And this also want to say that I do have a Facebook page under Medium Patricia Giebel, Giebel, and I do live random readings once a week usually. Sometimes it's a little longer than a week depending on what life events happen. But I do try to do that once a week. And I also like to put words of encouragement here and there on there. So if the Spirit moves you to send a friend request, please do. Also, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and give us a like if this video has helped you in some way. And until the next video, I hope you all have peace and happiness and love and faith. Have a good day.